expected
the same
from
as last
RRQ.
game.
Pretty much, except with an Irelia.
With an Irelia instead of the
There we go.
Lee Sin.
Lucian still #1 priority. A lot of champions have been banned away, but USG, let's see what you can do with that. Bit of deja vu here.
Naturally going to go for the Corki again.
Okay.
We also get the Kha'Zix. We've seen this one before. Kha'Zix was really starting to rise up, especially
Yeah.
the WCS, towards the later ends of the competition. Teams started to recognize how good it was dealing with these neutral objectives.
And we gotta be fair here, right? Kha'Zix has had some amazing games, but he's also had some really terrible games. At some point, I did criticize the pick as being maybe a scrim pick. Maybe he baits you to think that it's good because of what it can do in scrims, just going crazy, taking over games. But so far, from what we've seen, Kha'Zix is dominant in the international, on the international stage here as well. What is that champion, Grandin?
Here we go.
What that is?
That's
I've
something
never
they
seen
played
that
before. Tusky will go for this kind of stuff. Lee Sin coming in. Lee Sin coming in, aggressive ping, but still makes sense. Makes sense. And then the Veigar, that's the curveball.
Oh my goodness!
You
But
drag
look
its
at
range
that.
into the horizon edge.
Immediately answered, by the way. What I think is going to happen right now is they tried to play mind games with each other. USG said, our Veigar will follow your Corki as a counter pick. Wherever your Corki goes, we will put Veigar in there, and that's a problem for Corki. He can't Valkyrie out, he's stuck in the cage, he gets one-shotted. But guess what doesn't care about the cage? Guess what just shadows out of the cage and one-shot your Veigar? It's Zed. It's Zed and Kha'Zix for Chaz and Helios. If we're going to see these two young guns pop off, it's going to be with these two champs.
Double Assassins, twice the chance to make a big play.
Exactly.
Bans continue to come through. The Camille removed from USG. Garen, Nami taken away. Galleon's still up. Ziggs still up. Some popular options. I've seen it paired together the Ziggs before. You get the Ziggs, the Zed ultimate and the Ziggs ultimate down at the same time. That's a lot of damage.
It is going to be a lot of damage. And in the WCS finals, we did see some teams start to challenge Exosen's champion pool. High priority on Galio, high priority on Gragas. Set as well, and I guess Rakan to some extent. But none of those champions have been banned away. Exo has his pick of the litter right here. And on his best champions, man, this guy's a beast.
You give him stuff at the Galleon, he's going to get things done. Despite the slightly longer time required to get the taunt down, it's still very impactful.
I like this.
But the Shen comes in instead for RRQ.
Shen comes in for Devil J. I think he does great. I think he plays his best games when the burden isn't on him to carry, when he really can take a step back and be a secondary carry. That's exactly what he can do on the Shen right here. And you gotta keep in mind, how many delivery systems do you have for the Shen as well? The Kha'Zix is, of course, the best one. But you've got the Corki, you've got the Zed in the side lanes as well. And it's gonna be answered. Wukong top is this gonna be? I think it's Wukong top.
Might turn out to be the case going into matchups like the Shen, perhaps. That might be the expectation, but the Shen could still go in the bottom side. Perhaps RRQ still have stuff like the Renekton up.
Yeah, and I don't know if Wukong's the best matchup into Shen, but this champion has been buffed a lot recently with the Divine Sundra, with the buffs to his Q. Wukong might have a good time into the Shen, and that's going to be Exosen's set.
And Exosen's set, we've seen how this plays out. He's gone in, he's been able to lead the way for his team. Similar to how Avoidant does it, but Exosen with very high percentage success rates. Winning games! That's how RRQ does things. And double assassins, and now also the Shen gives him a lot of access to cross-map kind of plays. Whereas USG side, now we see this Lucian go up to the top end of the map. Well, no, he's going to go to the bot side. He's going to go to the bot side. The Wukong's going to go up to the top side of the map, and the Lucian wants to try and get ahead again this game.
Well, we don't exactly know how the swaps are going to pan out right now, but what I would like to see is you put the Lucian into the Zed with an exhaust pickup, you keep the Veigar.
Well, the second series and game number 1, USG RRQ on the Icons playing stage starts now. USG, we will see that Veigar go into the bottom end, like you mentioned, that Lucian bring the exhaust up against Helios. A little bit of safety there at least.
Yeah. Lucian has a decent time into the Zed, especially early on. Once you pick up the Hourglass, the Stasis, you're going to be having a pretty good time as well. The Exhaust does a great job in these scenarios. And you see Helios here, recognizing that. I don't want to contest you early. Lucian's one of the most powerful picks in the early stages of the game. We'll let you control the wave for now. Wait for me to get level 5, and I'm going to one-shot you.
And something I think is worth mentioning as well is now with the introduction of control wards.
Yes.
Slightly different ways to approach the game.
Yeah. And we've been seeing a lot of teams really just go for the control ward, put that one down early, try to spot out early jungle pathing. I think that's a great adaptation here. We don't really see the power of control wards in the later stages. I think Scanner, sweeping lands is going to be very strong there still. But control ward as a tool to just spot out early jungle movements, Scuttlecraft plays, Roam plays some supports, going to be very effective.
A different position here for Tatsuki though. Now he's going to have that aggressive matchup going up against Helios. Helios. The fact that he is that range into a melee matchup makes it slightly easier to deal with the Zed for now.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that he has the exhaust as well, right? We touched on that. That really just shuts down a lot of Zed's power in the early stages. One of the best things about Zed as an assassin, though, is he is non-committal. He doesn't just go in on you. He has to play around his shadows. You exhaust him at the wrong time, he's still going to one-shot you. But it is going to be great against the Kazakhs, I'll give you that much.
Oh, absolutely. Chaz jumping in, the exhaust does a lot of work, which is why Threes has also opted for the exhaust.
Yes, you're going to need to.
Double safety gets double assassins. It's just the way things go. Simple mathematics. That's how it checks out.
What did you say just now? 2 assassins means twice the chance of fancy plays? Well,
sure.
2 exhausts means twice the chance of shutting that down.
So what does that math make out to be?
So I like this from USG. I'm going to cut you off right
there.
Sure,
go ahead.
I like that their mid-jungle are moving together to try to contest the Scuttle. Sure, they might have been late on that, but it's something we didn't see from Stamina in the last game. That's something you need to be doing with Lucian.
I also like what's happening here with Kaz, the fact that he's gone over to the mid lane, trying to get some vision down, pressure Helios. Yeah. He knows how slippery he can be, the Living Shadow, Flash both up. But you still got to get a little bit opportunistic. Moving in, that's a good face breaker, but caught in the event horizon, you don't get to do any damage.
A bit unfortunate that good trade attempt from Exo and Maki, but it's just going to be evened out. It's just going to be both teams chilling for the early game.
So how does this math work out?
Oh my god,
so you had an assassin, he does 100%.
Okay.
You double that, it's 200%.
Yes.
And then you have that again, so it's just 100%?
I don't understand the question here. I'll have you know that I barely passed math throughout my entire schooling life. I'm like a very proud 51% math student.
Good enough?
Good enough.
Good enough?
You know what they say, right? These get degrees, granted.
If you get...
Maybe I shouldn't be... Kids at home, please don't listen to me. Go to school. Study hard.
51% win rate, you'll get Challenger at some point, right?
Yeah.
51% win rate.
You play 1,000,000 games.
Well, RRQ is not to see now. Chaz making his first really proactive move of the game, making his way down to the bot side. Exosen is going to come in. He has that level 6 advantage slightly granted over to RRQ. Exosen starting to try and pull them in. That's going to be the body slam coming through. Exosen pulls them forward, and there we have it with the showstopper trying to dive in. Ultimate comes in for Devil J as well to stand united. They make it a 4 versus 3 in the bottom side. First blood goes over to RRQ.
Look at Exosen's health bar. He's blinking red, but Helios is here, Grandin.
Helios here to clean up. Moves in with the Living Shadow. The Ignite used early. That mob going to be used as well as they dash in for the second kill. Chaz jumps in with the leap. Maki looking for the phosphorus bomb to finish off the kill on the Tatsuki, but they don't need it.
And I'm getting a bit of deja vu here, diving you between your tier 1 and your tier 2 turrets. Where have we just seen that, Grandin? WRL did it, WCS is doing it. I mean, I'm just gonna say, best 2 regions right now, no bias.
Okay, Lock ran out, man. I was a little bit concerned for the Wukong for a second.
He's good, he's good. It's just
but he's fine. It's just Exosen rushing, and he only has the Ruby Crystal for now, but he already has that Proto Belt.
Yeah, the Proto Belt is going to be great for the set. We saw what Avoidant was able to do with it in the last game, but RRQ starting things off strong, and that's exactly the timing window I was talking about, Grandin. You make a play around 3:40 to 4 minutes here, you're going to have every single out back up. By the time the Dragon fight comes around, by the time you fight for Harrow, you'll be ready to go at it again. And that's exactly the best timing.
Slightly slower start from RRQ. Genuinely,
slightly slower?
Slightly slower.
3 kills
just
in 4 minutes.
Ever so slightly. Because of the new shift, they know they can afford to make this later play, and because now they get to reset, come back towards those objective spawns like you've mentioned, and now we start to see first items completed on Chaz, on Helios, they isolate off Lark. So much damage on the Wukong, the primary Cyclone used, but they dive them on the turret, the flash from Helios to close that one out quick.
And this is what you can do with a side laning champion, and this is why Kazakhs is so high priority. It doesn't matter if your Kazakhs doesn't pop off. It doesn't matter if he isn't able to control team fights. Because the moment you show your face in the side lane, and you're unaware, like Locke was, Kazakhs will be there, Kazakhs and Zed will kill you, they will shut you down, there's nothing you can do. Rift Herald gets traded, but the first turret goes over to RRQ.
Well, Exosen looking to try and put some damage on the USG, clear out the way, but he's gone too far forward, get caught out of position. Knocked back by Kaz and a return kill to USG.
He went in a bit early there, but they're so low.
Well, this is also an aggressive move. Marky, he might have to stand united, but he doesn't get the channel all the way across. Taken down as USG pick up 2 kills in response.
Well, let's call back to what we were talking about with RRQ. They're never going to shy away from a fight, are they?
Clearly not.
Just dives right in. Marky wasn't quite in position. They kind of desync their timings. I really could have seen that play work out if they staggered their timings by like half a second. Unfortunately, it was not to be.
I guess it doesn't matter. 3-0 on Chaz, 1-0 on Helios to start this one off. It still feels like the Assassins are going to run the show.
Exactly. It's still the Chaz and Helios show.
And there we go. Part 2, or 3, or 4. I can't quite keep track of it anymore. Mines on the turret nearly been assassinated by the Assassins from RRQ. Zoned away by Kazdo.
And they're playing this so well. It doesn't matter if we don't kill you, if you're too low to take a team fight against us. That's exactly what RRQ are doing. I'm sure they would have loved to get that kill, but once again, it staggers Mai's timing. He has to recall, he has to Rift Herald, can't quite find a place to put it down right now. And RRQ, they're still in a very controlled game state. 2,000 gold lead here.
It's going to be on Lark, as well as Mai, to try and pressure Devil J, maybe try and pick up the turret here. The top side did not go down, so it's still RRQ first turret.
And I want to touch on the team comps right now while we have a bit of a lull in the game here. USG, their team comp is actually going to win team fights, Greg. They have a fantastic 5v5 setup. They've got the Cyclone. They've got Viga, who is just such a broken team fighter if he gets to scale. But RRQ, the name of the game for them is going to be split pushing. It's going to be side laning. It's going to be how can we drag you around the map so that we don't even take a team fight against you. And that's how they do it.
Well, Luxwin getting caught out here. Devil J brings Exorcist and the rest of the crew down to the bottom side to try and finish off the first pick up. Devil J still alive, picks up the Shroud, picks up the shield, and he's still alive. Exorcist starts to flash away. Marky caught by the river by himself. Chaz left alone, but he goes to the void, is out invisible, and cannot be killed. Walks back to safety.
Do you know why he survived that? Do you know why the Void Assault got him out? Because he evolved it, because it gave him that extra bit of time in the stealth, because it gave him 3 charges of the stealth. He manages to just run away.
And that's how you get things done.
I think that's a very good adaptation. I'm going to point that out to you here, Grandin. I think it's fantastic against the Viger especially. It's going to be so hard for you to pop off with the leaps. So you just get more sneaky. And the best part of Kha'Zix with the Void Assault Evolve is you get to set up for Shen so amazingly well. That extra second on your Void Assault, you just run into the backline with Shen riding in on you. It's so disruptive.
A 3,000 goal lead now here for RRQ. You start to see the pressure out from the side lane like you've mentioned. Death Mark pop up towards the top. And instead, United flashing in, the calling you to try and isolate and take him down. But he's left LJ to his own devices under the enemy turret. Mike comes in, closes out a return kill back on the Devil J.
He killed him with the Proto Belt. Devil J got abandoned, but the backup was there.
And either way, things are going to get done as Chaz looks to try to assassinate a kill. Maki here to close the job.
One of the best parts about playing Viga against champions with dashes, against champions with leaps, is what happens to their animation. Chaz tried to jump out, and the animation just stopped a midway. Well, Rift Herald, Shelly a bit sad there. She doesn't get to do a job.
Second one actually going to come up, plus the Successor. She lost her job, and now she's
Have
replaced.
you ever seen 2 Rift Heralds on the map at the same time? Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
I think it is, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, because if you drop Shelly in base right now...
And walked long enough.
Yeah.
You could.
You probably could. I think you genuinely could have 2 Rift Heralds on the map at once.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
I want to see 2 Rift Heralds. I've never seen it, Kendon. And I played like 5 million games. That's insane. I guess I need to go replicate that somehow now.
You just have to play more games then. I
right.
don't know what to tell you.
Rookie numbers. We need to pump that up.
I'm not sure if you have a 51% win rate on those 5 million games.
My win rate's actually kind of cracked, Brenda, but let's not get into that. Let's get into RRQ's win rate because it's looking good for them.
Setting up a game for this Rift Herald. They gave it over to USG last time around, but now take it for themselves. You can see how lacking the vision is for USG, so it's difficult for them to try and engage. Chaz has been spotted out. He's going into the assault. Cannot be seen here, but the Veigar coming in. A beautiful face breaker. Knockback here by the package. Marky, make sure you have it. Given over to USG. RRQ takes down the 3, and you have Devil J off by the side. He has to flash away, but look at the combos.
And Grandin, this is definitely a closer game than the JDG series, but RRQ, they are styling on them.
It's still the way it needs to be done. They managed to take out Lark mid-ultimate and fall down on USG side. Katsuki lives, but the Rift Herald charges into the mid lane as well.
And this is my favorite thing about RRQ. When they team fight, they look so good. Did you see how they hit USG from multiple angles at once, just funneling them into the choke, diving in on them? Viga Cage cannot save you from that. 7-0-1 for Chess, 1-0-7 for Helios. They're just controlling the game right now. Maki as well has been doing a tremendous job on a pick which is supposed to scale. Look at the damage that Helios did.
It's what we would expect from Helios.
Yeah, that's... you know what? I shouldn't be excited. It's
what we
Helios
expect from Helios. He's done more.
Yeah,
he's playing it safe here. He's still feeling out his opponent.
That is true. Keep in mind, JDG in Game 1 last series, they played much slower. And this is the combo we talked about.
They're looking to try to get the ball assault down, and a beautiful taunt and almost max range. Exerson intercept Totsky on his way out. The face breaker to pull in Kaz as well.
It wasn't the perfect combo. They kind of messed up the timings a little bit.
You can see Chaz like a little bit,
You're
like
not
the edge
supposed
of
to
the
see him
animation.
At all, but still, really good stuff coming in from RRQ that makes the combos work.
That's one of the champions has a quote. It's like the unseen something's the deadliest.
That's Zed, Grandin.
Oh, it is.
The unseen blade is the deadliest.
The unseen blade is the deadliest.
It would have been more appropriate for Kha'Zix, right? I don't know why Zed says it. I guess because he stabs you in the back.
Well, I mean the shadows, so like when you're over the wall and something along those lines. Now I want to see that combo happen with the Zed and the Shen, and then they just appear out of nowhere.
Well, I don't think you have to wait very long for that. Look at where Helios is right now. He is just camping in the jungle if anyone shows up. I think even with an exhaust, he's going to be able to pop anyone right now.
Well, I'm going to call it pretty soon. 7-0 and 2, Chaz.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Really reaching that point. Of course, Helios gets to do his thing against Sasuke as well.
Well, but that's completely fine, right? That's something you're completely happy with because the cooldown on your ultimate is so much shorter than the cooldown of the exhaust. You're just going to be able to do that again if you find the timing window for it.
And there's not much for Tusky to get done right now.
Yeah, there's nothing.
He's just going to have to go back to base. He's going to have to reset. The wave's going to crash into the turret.
Well, it is what it is, Brandon. It's not a great situation for USG to be in right now, but to their credit, they managed to stabilize at a point in the mid-game. The problem is 25 seconds until Baron spawns. Sure, it's a bit too early for that one, but once the next dragon spawns, then you kind of have to come and fight RRQ. They've already got 2 dragons in their pocket. A third would just make the game so much harder here. USG, they have to come to us, and RRQ, they are exercising patience here. I like that from them.
It's like we've said with USG, they have the means to win team fights as they continue to skill up once Lark's able to hit those big ultimates. But I'm looking towards Exosun right now. Facebreaker over onto 3, and Devil Jade is starting to come in with his ultimate as well. The Stand United comes across. 3 is the target that they want to finish off. Marky's still trying to pick up that kill, but it's going to get caught. The secondary cycling used, and Streeza comes in. But a Chaz experience comes in, and USG suffer the full brunt of it. He dies them on the turret, 4 gone. It's only down to Lark, but a turret in their way. They have to back off, but RRQ happy with the fight nonetheless.
And I think Lark misclicked something at the end there. Went into stasis, used his barrier, just trying to get the kills desperately. Look at Devil Jade. This is the best part right now. You see that Exosun gets kicked away. Marky says, I really want to fight. I'm just going to go engage this myself. And Helios comes in from the bottom flank. Chaz comes in from the top flank. Just a multi-pronged attack coming in from RRQ. Shuts down USG.
That's a 2-man, that's a double kill of a league, by the way.
Yeah.
That is the Chaz experience.
He makes magic, man. What can I say? This guy makes the magic happen.
Gets to walk out as well.
I do believe that's one of the viewing parties. There we go, in Quezon City, Philippines. They are loving this right now.
Of course they are. RRQ's looking great coming onto the international stage.
Viva RRQ, man. The Kings of Kings making it work here on the global stage. And I want to tell you a little fun fact here, Grandin. Every time I've voted against RRQ in the WCS finals, they've lost. Oh, sorry, they've won every time I voted against them. The one time I voted for them, they lost. So I voted for them today. I was a bit worried, but RRQ.
Well, you say that and suddenly Chaz is getting taken out. I think we should stop. Never say that again.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Valkyrie coming across. USG have found second life. They found this chance once again. They've taken down the jungler. Baron's right there.
Baron's right there, but it's not for the taking. That's the problem right now. Helios is still up. He does so much damage in an AoE. He has the Shen to come in on top of him as well. They're not going to be able to do it despite Chaz being down, but that's still going to be a nice pickup. Get some shutdown goal off that Kha'Zix.
RQ
I'm not going to jinx anything.
They're going to have to reset for a little bit. Yeah, just don't say anything again.
I'm just going to hold my breath.
We won't talk about that. No more talking about voting for RQ otherwise. Helios starting to do Z things, chases after the Lucian.
And what did we say, right? True the exhaust. They want to chase Helios though, but he's too slippery.
I don't think they can catch up to him.
Way too slippery, yeah.
But the flash will have to be used to get
And look
out.
at the map, out of the graveyard. Chaz makes a beeline for the Cloud Dragon. That's gonna be a third. If RRQ pick this one up, it's basically done and dusted, I think, for them.
Then looking for the third Drake. The Baron is still up. Maybe USG can make a final stand there.
Yeah.
But RRQ, they have the package coming in as well, so they can just play for the waves, get the Dragon.
So RRQ, they have two options on the map right now. If they want to force a play, they can pick up the package and start to threaten the Baron. They can play the side lanes, let Shen just escort waves in the bottom wave, and when someone goes to answer it, take a fight 4v5. Because Locke, he doesn't have TP. He can't respond to this if you start this off. But they're just going to play for a catch.
Out, and it's going to have to be Kaz that walks in to check this one. They still have the Shadows. Easily escapes away from the cage. Chaz looking to maybe chase after Mind here. They managed to get the Stand United, so Devil J looking to try and taunt in. Flash misses out, not even cover the distance.
A little bit disjointed there from RRQ, a little bit all over the place. They tried to make too many things happen at once, but still, it doesn't matter because like I said, they don't need to kill you. They just get you low enough so they can start the Baron off.
And it was the jungle that nearly went down, so Chaz, no flash.
He doesn't know.
Nowhere near the Baron. The gold's down, and RRQ picked this one up for themselves. The USG.
Hey, Grandin, every time this Kha'Zix, you gotta be aware that he can't just bust this objective down. My path towards his red buff instead of towards the Baron.
And they looked like they were positioning aggressively for a second there. I was like, are they gonna go for a fight? Well, Helios is just gonna get so much work done. They managed to find an amazing catch on the Marky. Marky's gone down, that's the Corki dead. But RRQ still have the rest of the team up. Devil J, no ultimate dose, so not going to be as easy to get back into the fight. Culling being used to try and trim out the wave. But they're moving on to this turret now. Devil J still escorting the Canyons up towards the top side.
Really minor thing, but Exelsen used his Haymaker to just block the Culling. Helios' ultimate has no cooldown right now.
He's gone down. Helios just gets to go in again, takes down a second.
And look at the Zed ultimate timer. Look at that green bar tick. He's gonna have it up in like 10 seconds.
Well, first on the USG side, but Helios gets it done either way. Nearly managed to get the cage onto Devil J, but he managed to find this turret down finally. That was your disengage tool used and gone.
Helios' ultimate again. He can out again.
And that target's right there for him to go for. It's between Chaz, it's between Helios. Either of them want it. He goes in again onto Chaz, which has to flash away. Chaz is off by the side now. They're looking to take down Locke, but he still has Guardian Angel. Managed to pop it by jumping in with the lead. Chaz now escorting the wave in onto this inhibitor in the mid lane. The top side inhibitor went down. Now RRQ take 2 turrets to get out.
And Grendon, guess what? Helios is gonna have out again.
I don't know what to say about that.
It's up again, and look at that, he's camping in the bush. Who's gonna face check him? Who's
someone
the
will.
One?
It's gonna be Maya. It's gonna be someone else.
No, he's waiting for trees. He's
USG.
waiting for trees.
They're starting to walk in. I think Marcus been spotted out. The map is still far away from the rest of his team.
Grendon,
It's
the
not gonna be
unseen
easy
blade
to get
is the
in.
deadliest.
And like Helios is flanking in for the back line. He's going on the threes exactly like you mentioned, but he's gone into the outclass. But here RRQ had the perfect fight to go in and to take them down. A prime gaming ace for RRQ in just a matter of seconds.
Granted, this one might not have been as dominant as the JDG one, but I'll tell you, it's 2 times as fun. And that's RRQ, that's Rex, Regum, Qeon. Yes, I've learned how to pronounce their name, and they make it work here in Game 1 against USG. Dominant performance from Helios, from Chaz, and from the rest of them.
And a win here for RRQ up against USG. Who fought well, but it's RRQ that managed to display just what living on the wild side means.
Truly, and I gotta tell you as well, in the entire last series when JDG was dominating, we didn't hear a peep from the stage. We're just right behind the stage. But RRQ, every time a team fight starts and I hear shouting, I know RRQ win that team.
Play it passively and just think you're gonna win the game.
Well, okay. I'm gonna disagree with you there. I think you can go for scaling, and that I believe they should, but you need to actually play for that scaling. Don't go for those aggressive plays in the Dragon Lane on the Viger, who doesn't do any damage and doesn't have mana. And also play very respectfully to that mid laner right there who did all that damage. Zed was putting on a showing, but to get there, Riku, what was Chaz's nickname? He had a specific, when he picks a champion, they call him something.
They call him Kha'Zix. Every single